Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, this morning, New Yorkers are once again being urged to prepare for smoke from the wildfires burning in Western Canada. Air quality health advisories are being issued for the entire state as winds are expected to carry a smoky haze to the northeast yet again this week. Now, it comes as Canada is experiencing its worst fire season on record. About 25 million acres have burned so far this year.
They've come all the way from America's southwest.
Well, welcome to Quebec.
Now here in northern Quebec's scorched lands, joining hundreds of other American and international firefighters, doing what they can to slow wildfires that just won't quit.
At this point, we're just trying to secure the edge and make sure that the communities are safe.
The Silver State Hotshot Crew is looking for hotspots. They are firefighting crews specially trained and skilled, now taking on Canada's record-breaking wildfires. I know you're from Montana, big sky country, but this was a big fire. This is a big territory.
In the scope for us in the States, this would be one of the largest fires ever to occur in the United States. So yeah, it's a giga fire.
The total area burned in Canada already has shattered records. Now 10 million hectares, that's almost 25 million acres, an area nearly as large as the state of Ohio, and still burning.
And when they
Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. This is your humble servant, Big Levi, and today is Shabbatai, July 22nd, 2023, and it's currently 2:09 p.m. Eastern Time pre-recorded. Before we get into this, beloved, I would like to apologize for the last Esau's trouble that we had a week ago. For some reason, the software misbehaved, and we were stopped at the video where this young lady that had this condition where she caught this terrible disease, and a lot of men were after her, and they were asking her for the cookie and all that stuff. So this video that we upload about a week ago, part 2, Shalom. We had uploaded part 1 and part 2 right here. Okay, the video just stops. It's just stuck right here. Okay, you can see the cursor moving. Okay, the cursor is moving, but the video just freeze. So this is the thing that happened when you are using, when I always have to say, hey, is that thing recording? Yeah, right. So, we always have to do this to make sure this thing is recording, because sometimes, believe it or not, beloved, I spent like hours recording a video and then come to find out this thing was not recorded at all. So, which is kind of like pissing me off sometimes. So, yes, we have to make sure that this thing is recorded properly. So that's why when you were watching the video, the thing stuck because something going on with the software. It happened sometimes. So now, with that being clarified and said, let us close that. Okay, with that clarified and said, give me a second here. All right, let's see. Is it? Okay, is it still recording? Yes, it is still recording. All right. Now, we have this issue over there in Canada. This video came out 5 days ago. 1.1 million views on CNN. That's one thing we need to tell the nation, that those folks, they are well aware of what's going on. Okay, they are trying to put their best on, do their best to minimize what's happening over there in Canada, all over the world, and the United States, California, Oregon, Greece, Turkey, and also in Italy. The wildfires pretty much all over Europe and in Africa also. The only place that I would say surely they may not have wildfires is the so-called the Caribbean. But besides that, the South America, Uruguay, Paraguay, I believe all those countries down there, Chile, and they have all those natural disaster as they call it, which is not natural at all, because those things are being done by the intelligences. It's being pinpoint. They're being done by pinpoint accuracy by the so-called EI, or external intelligence, what those people are calling AI. Now, again, beloved, we know this is prophecy being fulfilled, and this is plague number 2 right here. Okay, fiery conflagration of the cities. Of course, the cities, the plains, the forest, the urban areas, you know, the rural outskirts, wherever on the earth, it's covered under this prophecy, because Genesis 15 verse 13, it is done. Now, we, as usual, we have a fair amount of videos that we have here, the tabs. We are going to go to them to see if this is truly Jacob's trouble. Are the prophecy of the so-called 83, the prophecy of the Gentiles, the prophecy of the priesthood of Mahan, are they being fulfilled? Did they predict things like that? Did they talk about things like that? For some odd reason, when I'm looking at this thing right there, it looked like a face. It looked like a picture of a sister, like a black woman or a black dude. You can see the forehead right there, and this is like it's like the head with some kind of coiffure, some kind of head style, and you can see the eyebrow, and then the nose, the mouth, and the shoulders right here. I don't know. It looks like she lie down or he lie down. But anyway, beloved, the so-called Gentiles in the prophecies, did the prophecy fulfilled? Is this Jacob's trouble, or is it Esau's trouble? Through the videos and the things that are happening, things that they don't talk about. Remember, they try to push that whole Ukraine and then in Russia and all the other scumbag stuff, but things like that, they keep saying, oh, that's Mother Nature, that's climate change, that's this, that's that. Let's bring an expert here to explain to you what that is, okay? But that's not what that is. Let us keep on moving and see what's going on here.
It burned like this. There's no way to even put people in front of it to even stop the fire. There's no amount of resources on the ground or from the sky that's going to be able to stop one of these fires when they get the momentum.
As shocking and frankly unsettling as it is, this fire is just far too large to extinguish. In fact, the area already burned is larger than most countries on the planet. It means that not only does the fire burn, but there is going to be a lot of smoke. And that means men. Okay, so again, you hear what she said. The fire that's burning in Canada is larger than most countries in the world. Okay, this is pretty big. Now, the 2 points. It's 900 wildfire. You know, the number 900. You know what to do. And 3, you mean to tell me a fire that is burning in Canada that is bigger than most countries in the world, and some way, Canada, which is so huge, so big, so beautiful, so wealthy and resources, is not part of the Holy Land? Somehow Canada is not part of prophecy? Somehow Canada is somewhere, I don't know, it's just some country over there. Why would the so-called the French occupy Canada? And again, beloved, let me see if I can pull this thing off. For those people that we may not know, we do this all the time here. Forgive the noise, beloved. We have my mother outside and things like that. So, is my internet stop? Well, oh, here we go. Comparing the US and the Canada, which one is the biggest in size?
According to World Atlas, Canada occupies a total area of about 3,855,100 square miles, making it the second biggest nation in the world, while the United States occupies an area of approximately 3,796,742 square miles.
Okay, so now Canada is bigger than the US. Okay, so when we go to Google Earth, let me see if we can get to Google Earth here. I think I have it here. When we go to Google Earth, beloved, okay, we watch the extent, the length, the size, the width of Canada. Okay, I don't know what I was doing here. What place is that? Europe? Oh, I was in Europe for a reason there. Let's just put Canada. Canada. There we go. Really? Okay. Just put there we go. Okay, when you look at Canada right there, which is just a one massive land, it's just one block of land. They just divided. Okay, the fourth part, which begin at the the North Pole, so to speak, right here, and you see how the North Pole right there don't have anything. It's just like the Arctic. There's no ice, nothing. It's just some blue thing, and then none of that. There's nothing happening here. And then the South Pole again. Let's see the South Pole. The South Pole is just some big massive ice, and there's nothing because they can't go there. And of course, we know this is the one of the Leviathan. Okay, you can see, of course, this giant snake. Okay, you can see the eyes right here, eyes right there, the snout, mouth, and then the head. It looked like a python. Let's see a constricted boa first. Constricted boa. Okay.
According to Wikipedia,
I used to love this snake when I was in high school. Well, when I was in middle school, I was studying reptile. And a constricted boa. It looked like a python and boa, but it seems like the head. Constricted boa head. Let's see. Okay. Terrifyingly beautiful. They are quite strong though. The boa is quite strong. It's a very strong snake. It just the way that it kills you. It's not venomous or poisonous, so to speak. They can strangle you. They will strangle you, and then they have sensors in their body that can feel that you going to pass out, or you pass out, and then they will eat you. And then that's how they kill you. But I don't think they are known to kill people, because they are not. The anaconda are known to kill people, and python, but constricted boa, they don't do this. So now the reason why I pulled this, so look at the head of this constricted boa. Okay, you can see the tongue here, and then you see the snout. I can zoom in on it, but you can see the snout right here, and the outline, the eyes, and then the head right there, and the body. So when you go to Antarctica, okay, you can see pretty much the same somewhat schematic outline. Okay, this is the eyes here. Okay, the snout right here, just like you see the snout right there, the mouth. Okay, you can see the snout, the eyes, and the head right there. Okay, the curling head right there. All right, so, and then on the other side, the jaw, the other eyes and things, and it just wrap around Antarctica, and then it protected it like an egg. Okay, let's see. Constricted boa protecting its nest. Its nest. Is that what that is? Okay. I usually. Okay. Okay, so that's a snake. Okay, see how this snake is. Okay, let's say python and his Nope. A python. Oops. Okay. Can't find. Well, anyway, this one probably gonna be good. See how this python wrap around those eggs and then protected it? This is how this giant leviathan beast wrap around Antarctica like an egg, like a bunch of eggs over there, and then it wrap around it. You can see the tail. That's the tail passing next day. Wrap it around. Okay, protect this. This thing is huge, man. That thing is massive. All right, so and then it protects it. So that's our quote unquote. That's our theory. Okay. Now, why do I say this? Why do we come here to show you how extensive the fire is, how big it is? Okay. It's just Canada is so huge, or the fourth part is so big, and those people don't make a big deal out of this fire. You know, they always say like, oh, you know, it happened. It's just Mother Nature and stuff like that. No, that's not what that is. Okay, this thing. You guys are under judgment, and that's why this fire is happening. And what causes this fire? One, the intelligences, and then of course, beloved, we have the red planet. Okay, Nibiru. Okay, then we got Nibiru that is in the sky. Most people, only the anointed can see that wheel. And Nibiru is there and causing all this destruction. AKA planet Pluto is in the mist. Okay, they keep telling us, well, Pluto is very far away. No, those things can travel in a blink of an eye. The planets can move, so does our sun. Everything moves. So anyway, the planet Pluto is causing this. The Nibiru, you want to call it like that. To me, I don't know the exact name. I'm just giving names out there. Okay, it's sending particles. Those particles are so small, when they fell upon the earth, they ignite the fire, and they are ignited fire in specific area, upon specific demographic, which causing things like the smokes people are inhaling. If you are not one of the anointed, you will die. You will die in a very near future. After the summer, you will hear a lot of people die because the heat is literally cooked those people up. The heat is literally a microwave that is microwaving their asses over there. So a lot of people are going to die. Is that thing recording? Is it recording? It seems it is, but anyway, let's keep on moving.
Many American cities could be shrouded in smoke on any given day for weeks or months to come.
Don't be surprised if it continues. And secondly, this is a problem that is going to go on into the future. When it's the year to burn and the conditions are right, it's just going to continue to burn.
Here in Quebec, many were evacuated within minutes as the flames threatened towns and fires burned with raging speed.
American.
Jimmy Seaburn is grateful to see American help. He says he had minutes to leave in June and was upset to leave behind the family pets. They were fine when he returned 6 days later, but he fears his home will be threatened again.
C'est incroyable, mais c'est pas normal. Oui, it's incredible, but it's not normal.
No, no.
He says it's not normal, but cautions we should all learn to expect the worst from the weather now.
Okay, a lot of people may not know this. Canada, I think I was going to put on this point, but I forgot. Canada, the capital city is Ottawa. Is that what that is? Or Quebec? I believe it's Ottawa. What's the capital city of Canada?
Ottawa. According to Canadian Capital Cities Organization, Ottawa. Okay. Ottawa, Canada's national capital, is situated at the confluence of the majestic...
There we go, Ottawa. But Quebec, which in English is Quebec, Quebec is two words. We did this, K and Bec. Okay, Quebec or Quebec is two words. K means tail, and Bek means beak or head and tails. Remember the prophecy that said, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. Matthew 20:16. Ah, boy. So the last shall be first and the first shall be last. For many be called, but few chosen. Okay, the head shall be becoming the tail, and the tail shall be becoming the head. The head shall be becoming the tail, and the tail shall be becoming the head. Okay, Deuteronomy 28:13, which is the blessing. Oh, you know what? Let me take this version instead. There we go. Okay, Deuteronomy 28:13, and the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath, if thou should be hearken unto thy commandment of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them. We have observed the law, we obey the Holy One, so the Mighty One is not making us the tail anymore, is making us the head. Thus, Quebec mean head and tail. That's why the fire is burning over there in the area of the Quebecois area, which means the area that speak French. The French really indeed own all Canada and Louisiana, most of the United States. The French actually did indeed own like 80% of the United States and all Canada. And they got their ass handed over by the Haitian back in the 1800s. Okay, now there is a rule of law. There is a rule of law called "To the victor go the spoils."
According to Writing Explained, to the victor go the spoils, meaning, definition, the winner gets the rewards.
Okay, so to the victor go the spoils. It's a universal law. Even in the Bible, in the book of Deuteronomy, when the Mighty One sent us upon a city, we destroy the city and we take everything. The money, the wealth, everything, the women, everything in this country. When those people came upon our land, they defeated us, they took everything. They took our money, they took our wealth, our resources, our land, and to the victor go the spoils. When we beat the French, everything went to us, including the whole Canada went to the empire, the Haitian empire. Okay, Emperor Jean-Jacques Dessalines. All right, this is the emperor. Okay, let's take this picture instead. When the emperor and the Haitian army built the French army, which was the strongest army back then. Okay, this picture, YouTube might give me a little problem with this. Okay, when the emperor defeated the French army, the entire country, Canada, and 80% of the US belonged to the Haitian Empire. And when they asked the emperor, they said, well, why don't you go ahead and make it official to claim the land over there? He said there is no need to, because the land is the land of our brethren. And this is part one. This is revolution part one. Part two, things will be made right. But the Canadian, they are well aware of that. The Canadian government well aware of that. They are sitting on rented land. They are sitting on land that is not theirs. So the whole Canada, the whole country, they are well aware of that. Okay, was a spoil, including the Louisiana Purchase and all that. They are all spoiled to the so-called Haitian Empire back in 1804 when the emperor was still ruling. This is a better accurate picture of him. Well, they destroyed all the picture. It was a very strong, tall dude. You know, he was like a freaking beast. The guy was super strong, super fast. He possessed, the whole army possesses superhuman strength. And I believe that's the emperor right there, doing the coronation and stuff. They never want to tell you that Haiti was an empire, it was a kingdom, and then it become this thing that you're seeing in the news. But this thing, we had nobility, still have, the descendants are still here, and the emperor made it a law in Haiti. It says whoever came in Haiti, their feet reach the soil, they are free. That's why we had the so-called the slave that they call here were running up north to get freed. That's not what that is. They were running down there to Haiti. Watch the video by Dr. Claude Anderson. Okay, Dr. Claude Anderson really with Powernomics, really put that in perception for you. And Dirty Little Secrets in Powernomics, one of my all-time favorite book. The doctor really put all the secrets that are out there. We did study this book, remember, Bridget, and we stopped because so much was going on. But and if we have time, we will go ahead and study this in private again. All right, so yeah. Canada, the reason why you see this dude speaking French, because the part where he was that Quebec speak French, I believe the only part in Canada that speak French, and because they were colonized by the French, our brethren that were over there in Canada ruling that land, they fell just like we fell, and the land fell into the French, and the Haitian won the whole country of Canada. They are well aware of that. The whole country of Canada belonged to the Haitian Empire, plus 80% of the so-called U.S. They are well aware of these things, but they don't want to talk about it. Actually, there's a sister on YouTube that explained this thing well beyond anything I'm telling you. I just put thing on grosso modo for you, all in a lump bulk, but the sister detail everything legally. All right, the Canadian know that very well, and the land that they are living, they are on a rented land, and their lease is up, and then there is no renewal.
The rain helps. It has finally arrived in some places, but in the words of one Canadian official, it's like a drop in an otherwise empty bucket. The mayor of this town, Chibougamau, says the rain is an
again another sign. This flower here, I believe, is shoe black, right? Is that what that is? Is that the name of the flower? What's the Haitian national flower?
Hibiscus. According to As Animals, the hibiscus is the national flower of Haiti.
Okay. Hibiscus or hibiscus, which is this flower right there. You can see it. Just to show you the mighty one just confirmed everything we just said is true. This is the hibiscus, or they call it shoe black. The shoe black flower. Yeah. Okay, the hibiscus. Well, I know it as shoe black. Okay. All right. That's the national flower Haiti. Why? Because of the 5 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Michael is in the midst, the pentagram, and Haiti was divided by 5 caciques. Okay, the 5 caciques of Haiti. Boy. Cacique. Here we go. Okay, before the arrival of Christopher Columbus in 1492, Haiti or Quisqueya, okay, Quisqueya to the Tainos, which is the same people that you see in Haiti. They didn't die. It's the same people. They just say, oh, you're now African. The Spaniards named the island Hispaniola. Not known to the Dominican Republic, and Haiti was divided into 5 kingdoms. Okay, Zagua, Maguana, Igwe, Magua, and Marien. So those are the 5 caciques that made up the whole island, which is the 5-pointed pentagram. The island was protected by the archangel, of course, the intelligence EI Michael. Okay, Queen, the Haitian Queen Anacaona was born or into a family of caciques. She was from the cacique that is Leogan or where Sensei live at. All the descended of those people, they are still there. Okay, Queen Anacaona, a very powerful queen. Okay, she was beaten, raped, burned, and hanged by the Spanish when they came into Haiti. Okay, this is the 5. This is a 5 cacique of Haiti. Jaragua, Marien, Magua, Maguana, Igwe. Jaragua and Marien was the most powerful cacique. They were the head. Okay, they were the head facing the east, the west, and then the other cacique. So the island is now divided into Haiti and Dominican Republic, which we told you before. There's no such thing as the Dominican Republic. All right, the whole island is known as Haiti. They are confining in one spot most of the children of the Mighty One and brutalized them, and they did not take the bag and stuff like that. Then again, he is Christopher Columbus when he arrived and opened the Holy Land, planted his flag and claiming like the land is his. And then you can see the so-called Indian coming and giving gold. They were all naked and all that. That's not what that is. All people were not naked like this. They had super clothing. They have super technology, all those stuff. They are well aware of it. But anyway, So with the whole thing, we made a whole lesson about Queen Anakauna and his brother Kaonabo. Okay, the warrior. Okay, Kaonabo the warrior. This dude did not eat anything cold. This guy was a super beast, a superhuman. He was Agasu, so to speak. Forgive me, beloved, okay? Agasu. Okay, so he was like what to call an Agasu. Okay, he was this dude, this terrible demon-like dude. Agasu is known as the painter. Let me see. Agasu were a leopard. Okay, leopard king of Africa. Okay, voodoo. He was the king leopard, aka Black Panther. Okay, Kaonabo was supposedly be the original Black Panther. There we go. The Panther King. Okay, the leopard. Well, leopard painter, the leopard king. Okay, so and the leopard, when Kaonabo dressing like the Black Panther, okay, the Agasu, like when he dressed like the painter, he would kill so many Spaniards. Okay, he would kill so many Spaniards, and then they had to strike a truce with him. And then again, like you already know it, they betrayed the brother, and then they put him in a boat with a bunch of gold. They ship him back to Spain. The boat sunk. Okay, the Leviathan got the boat, but the leopard king, brother Kilendi Iyi, okay, Kilendi Iyi, the painter society in Africa. All right. Okay, brother Kilendi, talk about the painter, the painter society in Africa, which is real. Okay, real African Black Panther fighting society with the Hadi. Okay, so okay, all right. Let me see. Well, Kilendi he talk about it right here. Let me see if he. Okay.
I mix what I like.
Cultural aspects and the way that it was presented from the writers, screenplay, and things like that. I think it was a worthy effort of being able to disseminate the African sensibilities of what things are kind of like. The African civilizations prior to colonization were actually technologically superior to other nations. So that's not a fantasy. And there are also areas in the Congo where the Black Panther Society exists to this day as a secret warrior society. So that was not fantasy also. The person who organized the information to create the Black Panther comic book in 1966, Jack Kirby, the actual king of Marvel Comics. It wasn't Stan Lee. Stan Lee was the nephew of the guy who owned Timely Comics. He was the the guy who went and got donuts and coffee and things like that. And he kind of inherited Timely Comics. It became Atomic Comics at one time, and then ultimately Marvel. And the true genius behind it was Jack Kirby. And Jack Kirby had classified Nazi super soldier and other information from the Nazi Occult Bureau because they went around the world trying to get ancient relics and power objects.
Okay, so this required a video all by itself. We will make a video on the other channel to explain to you what the Nazis, Charlie Chaplin, was truly after. We talk about those things all the time and privately in our lesson, but this is not the time for this. We're going way too far with the Shoe Black, the Haitian, the Agasu. Let me finish up with Agasu first, okay? Agasu, the Leopard King, all right? Okay, he was known as let me see this right here. Let me put that. We will have another video, but it will be on the other channel discussing the you know, when the Nazis came upon our brethren, they came in Haiti first. All right, they were in Haiti. You won't believe how deep Haiti was in this war. They get the information from Haiti. They went to Africa. They went all over in the South America. They met those people. They went to those places. What you're calling Wakanda is called Vilocan. Okay, Vilocan. Okay, that's what it is. Vilocan, no, Vilocan. Vilocan Haiti. Okay, Vilocan Haiti. They like, oh, Vilocan is like Vilocan is the mythological abode of the voodoo spirits. Voodoo and African. They always try to lump us with the so-called African. Was taken to Haiti during the colonization 1492-1804. That's not what that is. It's like a mystical land where the gods exist, which is they're not gods. They're just brethren that reach a higher level of spirituality, and then their body, they become really huge and super fighter. But anyway, we'll explain that. But the so-called the leopard king, all right, the leopard king Agasu, aka the Black Panther. They had many Panther society, many fighting men that act like this, that fight. Then we got Jean-Claude, okay, Jean-François Duvalier, okay, François Duvalier, okay, the Haitian president. Leopard, he had a leopard, okay, leopard militia, okay. Let me see if I can find a picture. Okay, this is the leopard. All right, the Haitian military, the leopard, the Duvalier leopard. You know what those guys used to do? The leopard was special forces that Francois had. They were worse than they were like the Navy SEAL. They're like the super soldier Navy SEAL. You know the whole Marvel thing about Steve becoming Captain America? It's not a fantasy. They do have super soldier. Even in the Bible, Samson was a super soldier. Queen Bada, aka Big Bada, Deborah, George Deborah was a super soldier. But anyway, so Duvalier, he had the secret of the Panther, the secret of the Leopard King, Agasu, the Black Panther, or whatever you want to call it. He had this. Those guys were the most feared military men over there. Okay, the so-called the DR Republic or the Dominican Republic, they can tell you about the leopard. Okay, those dudes, they were like the most feared. Those guys drop out of helicopters without parachute. They can tell you this. They climb tree without rope. Okay, because of something Kilindi told us that they had. It's secret. All right, they will drop out of helicopters, moving helicopter, and drop on the floor right under 2 feet and run super speed. Those were called the leopard. All right, the Duvalier leopard. Okay, JFK against Papa Doc and all that. But anyway, beloved, I don't know why I keep going. How long we are into this thing? Oh, good grief, we're not even halfway into this thing. But anyway, sometimes I talk way too much. Let's keep on going. And we will take this another video concerning the Panther Society, or the things that they were doing back then were not quote unquote fantasy. They were real. Jack Kirby, the genius behind, damn it, it seems I can't get off from this thing. Jack Kirby behind, let me see, Jack Kirby Knew Gods. Okay, Jack Kirby Knew Gods, Dark Side. This dude actually, they know who Darkseid is. They know, they seen those entities. Okay, those are classified information that were declassified by the CIA, well, by the Charlie Chaplin crew to the Nazi, the Eternals, all those things. They're actually real. We told you privately, our people, we can communicate with these things. Okay, those dark side. Sounds like, whoa, fantasy. Darkseid. Not the dark side of the force. Okay. DC Comic Darkseid. There you go. Okay, this dude, they are well aware of him. That's why they make him so black in the movie, because he is black. Okay, in the cartoon, the movie, everywhere, Darkseid, he actually the guy truly exists. Terrifying. Thanos, those guys, they are warriors. They're well aware of that, beloved. That's why they are definitely afraid of us. But anyway, let's leave this thing. Let's keep on moving with that. I'll never get out of this.
She may not have to evacuate her town again, but they have to adapt, she says. No one imagined so much would burn so quickly.
Were you scared?
Strangely, I wasn't scared. I was mad. And then I have to come down and say, Manon, you have a job to do. And that's why, I say, I stay calm. And I said to my people, let's be patient, let's do it, and keep it zen.
It may be difficult to stay calm as Mother Nature rages. The cliche
again, this has nothing to do with the so-called Mother Nature. This thing is precise. It's laser precision right here. You see, there's a specific community that's being hurt by this. Okay, the Montreal has a lot of flooding, and lately we want to stop here. Let me see, Montreal flooding. Okay, that's not what that is, but Montreal flooding. Okay, 7 days ago, okay, that happened in
The corner of Green and Workman was unrecognizable Thursday. Heavy rains turned apartments into waterfront properties, making the once busy intersection impassable by car.
This corner we had to run up to our knees to get to our house.
Volunteers at Resilience Montreal are busy cleaning up the mess after devastating flooding.
Our basement is a disaster.
Nearly $10,000 worth of food donations were ruined. Some 2 feet of water infiltrated the shelter's lower levels through the sewers, leaving behind a thick layer of mud, a reoccurring issue of late.
It's less than a month ago that we had a similar flood, and a year ago at this time we had a flood of roughly a foot of water.
Okay, so it's every year it's keep occurring, and then those people keep telling, this is one in a lifetime flood, one in 1,000 years flood. It never happened. It's gonna happen every 1,000 years later. It will happen again because it happened 1,000 years before, and that's not the truth. These will keep telling you less than a month ago they got this thing, a year before they got that, and then now they got this thing.
And it's the same issue every time. It's the sewers backing up and then coming up into our building.
It's a similar picture in Saint-Henri. Despite yesterday's exceptional torrential rains, heavy downpours tend to overwhelm the city's sewers on a regular basis.
I've actually contacted the city about the sewer right beside us. Every time it rains, it doesn't drain quickly enough, and you can't actually walk up.
There's no way no city around the world can manage to deal with 85 millimeters of rain in less than 2 hours.
Okay, yeah, of course not. You see, before that, those guys were very proud of their engineering proudness. Like, oh, we built the best sewage in the world, and so especially in England or London, they really love the sewer system. They made a whole documentary about this. But anyway, we built the best, and suddenly now it is expert coming. Well, there is no way on hell a city around this earth can build a sewer system that can handle that much of power, handle that much of water pressure, a frequency of water rain. Because of course this thing is not natural. It's being done in the angel, the EIAI, whatever you want to call it. Good glory.
More than 130 homes were flooded, according to the city. In response, retention basins and larger sewer pipes to deal with the growing volumes of rain are being installed when possible.
In some areas where there's a need, we're building sewer bigger and bigger in order to keep as much as water as possible, or we're building green infrastructures.
The city hopes parks like this will help turn Montreal into a sponge city as it looks to mitigate the effects of ever more frequent extreme weather. Braden Jagger-Haynes, Global News, Montreal.
All right then. So, beloved, why is this happening? What seems to be the issue? Why on earth all those stuff are happening? Again, it's happening because of Genesis 15 verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed. Is that thing recording? Is it recording? Is it recording? All right, it is recording. Good. I mean, at least on my end. And he said unto Abraham, No of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. 1619, 2019, the 400 years is over. The mighty one lock up the entire world in 2020. It was not the elite, it was not the so-called the 1% or the establishment or certain alien. It was the Holy One that did this and destroyed the economy. Okay, the entire world is broke right now. Don't be listening to those people trying to sell you a house for 10 times the price. It doesn't. Houses right now are worth nothing but hish. They're trying to sell it too high and telling you, the price of housing are increasing. Yeah, well, you guys are changing all those offices that are in downtowns or wherever those Manhattan, Brooklyn, wherever those prominent metropolis are. You're changing them into apartment because most people that used to come and work for you guys, they are no more. A lot of those NPCs are no more. They were taking too much processing power. They have been removed and being destroyed. A lot of people that are here are not supposed to be here, and they are not people like us. Okay, we are the cream of the crop. So in 2020, the mighty one clean out and shut the entire world. To this day, 2023, the entire world is not even open. They think like the whole thing had to do with the plague, Jabba the Hutt, wear a mask. That has nothing to do with it. It's a blessing that has been cut off, and the cursing is switched onto you. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. Look for the Aleph or the X mark the spot in 2024. So now we are in Genesis 15 verse 14, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And the Holy One say the way he's going to judge the nation in the Apocalypse of Abraham, the book. I highly recommend you read this book, and I believe we have this book and recording. We will post it in the other channel for you so you can listen to it. But anyway, the 10 plagues of the Apocalypse of Abraham. Okay, this is plague number 1, so from much needs, and plague number 2, when we just witness here, and we will continue to witness, is fiery conflagration of the city. Fire, flame, wildfire, explosion, and everything. A lot of people say, well, it's happening in the forest, not the city. Well, keep on watching the video, okay? That's what's going on, beloved. Let's keep on moving, all right? So this is in Cleveland, Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. Okay, of course, the name Phoenix is like the bird that died, turned into a pile of ash, and then in the ash there's an egg, and then the egg literally incubated and crack, the bird reborn again, things like that. The Phoenix bird is actually real. All right, let's keep on moving.
But we do begin with those terrifying moments. You saw it right here last night at 5. Crews trying to contain that massive propane fire. A new viewer video shows a propane tank flying in the air tonight. Our Luz Delia Caballero went back to the area near 40th Street in Washington, showing us what's left as well as the fortuitous decision that saved one woman big time.
This fire causing several propane tanks to explode.
It's extremely hot over there in Phoenix, Arizona. That's why she's sweating, because it is super hot over there, okay?
And this is part of one of them, believe it or not. It is a steel propane tank, the bottom side, that was ripped apart. As you look behind this fence, you can see more charred propane tanks. You can see burned shells of cars. You can also see a light pole that's completely bent over because of the heat. Explosion after explosion.
At times it looked like popcorn over here with all the gas bottles exploding.
Sean Jessup was in his car when he saw this.
And I saw this building here, the end of it was totally engulfed in flames, and a few of the cars on the other side that were already on fire.
Soon after, more pops.
You could definitely hear them. I was in my truck as they were exploding. You could feel the truck shaking from the explosions even that far away.
A propane tank eventually shot up and landed next to Jessup's car.
And it was still on fire, so I thought it's time to pull back.
Fire officials say at least a dozen cars were damaged, and Tanisha Lawrence tells us her car could have been one of them.
If my sister would not have dropped us off, we would have parked there. And my car probably would have been toast.
More than 150 firefighters were on scene hosing down the flames. Now only burned, melted, and warped metal are left behind where the propane business once stood.
I feel sorry for the folks coming back from vacation and they have their cars all burned up.
Thankfully, no one was hurt because of the fire.
I was not expecting this. So the people that parked there, they went on vacation and then they left their car parked there. Can you imagine, man? You go on vacation or you go taking care of something, you put your car there and then come back, the whole thing burned out, everything in there burned out. And the insurance gonna give you hell, man. You can show them this video, they don't care. They're like, well, we don't cover car things. We're gonna give you like 10% of the money or whatever. Come to find out, they give you 1% of the money. Insurance will fight you tooth and nail for this. They'll okay, well, you do know why did you leave your car there? This and that. I'm feeling there's some kind of insurance fraud going on over there. That's what they'll do.
Is under investigation. Lustelia Caballero, ABC 15, Arizona.
Even amid the chaos yesterday, we witnessed firsthand a truly uplifting moment. Volunteers rushing to save hundreds of animals as those propane tanks exploded onto their property at the Arizona Animal Welfare League. And that fire raged just feet away. More than 400 dogs and cats evacuated. And thanks to some courageous actions, every single one made it out safely.
It's not beautiful. It's, you know, putting cats in pillowcases. It's the true heroic efforts of people working to save animal lives.
Many of you reaching out to us wondering if there's anything you can do to help them as they recover. It's quite simple. They hope you'll come down and adopt one of these animals and provide them a loving home. And stick with ABC 15 as we can.
Oh boy. I think I see something here. Okay, all right. Anyway, so that's what happened. Fiery conflagration of the city, plague number 2, and it's going to keep going. People are saying, okay, well, things like that, it's an accident, it happened. No, it's going to keep happening. It keeps happening like that. It was happening in 2020, so it's getting worse and worse and worse. And at one point, it's going to be overwhelming for you folks. Let me see how long we are into this thing. Ooh, 51 minutes. All right, let's keep moving to the next video. Oh, yeah, I was playing this. Oh yeah, that's the fire thing. I think I was watching the live one, and somewhere.
Yeah, that's something
I'm not sure who'd be responsible.
But they've got.
That was when that thing was happening. In that live, the guy said the reason why. He said a lot of people asking why they can't get an aerial view of the fire through the chopper. He said the Fox 10 chopper cannot take off because it's too hot. There is not enough lift. There is not enough wind. Okay, the chopper cannot take off. I was not aware of this thing, and then he said it right here. I think somewhere around here. Okay, somewhere around here.
Brian Kay, the photographer who's with me, we were driving on the I-10 out of downtown, and right when we got through the tunnel, it was like wham. You could just start seeing, you know, the smoke rising through the sky.
Number 4 right here. You know what to do.
So anyone who's driving right now here in the valley is seeing the smoke, and it's not going down. So we can see it is continuing to blow east, and while the ladder truck is making a little bit of progress, it's not going to be an easy job to get this thing under control.
Of course
I don't know if you guys have heard anything from the Arizona Animal Welfare League, if they've sent out anything, but that's a big concern for a lot of people in this area. So we're going to check in with them too.
Okay.
And hopefully they have some good news, because that's a big concern, guys.
Ellen, people may be wondering at home, why can't we get a good aerial picture of this? Sky Fox can't fly because it's too hot.
Right.
Not enough lift. With the air like it is today. You know, we saw this when it hit 122 back in June of 90. They couldn't take off planes from Sky Harbor because they didn't have a manual for that kind of temperature, and flying in that temperature. They since have updated that, but for the chopper, it's kind of dicey when it gets this hot. So Sky Fox is not going to launch for safety reasons. What we're seeing here, though, I think is a big propane tank.
So you heard that? They said the so-called chopper cannot take off because it's too hot. There's not enough lift. So how does guys going to do this? Let me see. You know what? No, I'm not going to go over there. Their Black Hawk helicopter. How are they going to fight the Holy One when the temperature going to be so hot on them? How are they going to use their airplane or helicopters to take off when it's going to be super hot? How are they going to do this? You tell me. So anyway, let's keep on moving.
And the extreme weather is also wreaking havoc across the globe. Urgent evacuations are underway in Greece as wildfires rage just outside Athens. A heat wave is sweeping the region, with today's highs expected to top 100 degrees. Foreign correspondent Marcus Moore is outside Athens with the latest on that.
Firefighters racing to stop 6 wildfires from threatening more homes and lives in Greece. Reinforcements arriving from countries across Europe. Urgent evacuations underway. Officials rushing to evacuate and help residents as smoke fills city streets. Police pleading with nuns singing hymns at this monastery to leave.
Beloved, let's be real here. Let's be frank here. Those people are fleeing their home over there in Greece or whatever. Those nuns don't want to leave because, hey, Jesus will save them. Now, I'm going to ask this question like I asked before, sincerely, beloved. Based on what you've been seeing so far, is this Jacob's trouble? Is that what that is? Based on what you've seen so far, do that really tells you the so-called 83 are gearing up to take over the world? Based on things that you just saw here, or multiple things you've been seeing for the past few years, do those people look like a group of people that are ready to take over the world, thrive, come back on top, or leading the world to a better place, or rebuild everything? All you see those folks are fleeing their homes. You see them, they are running. Now, they are not shooting this fire, though, or they're not fighting it. Well, in a sense that they would have done if they saw us walking around in the neighborhood, call the police, the station would have killed us. But hey, you know, there you go.
Which they eventually did. And in this small village west of Athens, Luis Ariado.
Now, you can see the car scorched, the building burns. And over there in France, in Europe and Greece, they will show you those things. But over here in Canada, they will show you like, oh, it's just trees being burnt down and a couple stuff and stuff like that, abandoned shed. Nope, those are real cars, warehouse that are being burned down.
They've told us they were fending for themselves as flames spread.
We needed help and no one was here for us. No one. Not even the firefighters.
Then again,
no one.
Then again, every time, out of all the people you can send in Greece, out of all the people you can send over there in Greece, out of all the people that work for ABC News Station, you send this brother over there. You send this dude. You send this gentleman over there. You send this guy. In contrast to her, when you look at both of them, you're like, wait a minute, there's a clear difference here. And that place over there in Greece, there are barely a few of these dude over there. Although his people was the one ruling that place and civilized you scum over there. But anyway, you send that guy out of all those people to cover this. You know what? They want to make the people know that anything, they want to associate this fellow or people like him with bad luck. Bad luck. If it was something that like major breaking revolution, nah, it don't want to be this dude. It's not dangerous. It will be one of those major top guys that work in ABCs would go over there and interview that Italian Steve Jobs that revolutionized Greece economy or stuff. But when that haze get too dangerous, hey, send the Negro over there, man. Send the Negro there, you know.
Here for us. No one. Not even the firefighters.
No one came for us. That is because it's true. No one will not come for you. When the mighty one dropped that other shoe on you, no one's gonna come for you, man. Those guys always act like they're tough in movies. They always can do this and can do that, but they can't. All right, they can't do this. Let's watch this.
No one.
Yet even as Europe swelters with spreading wildfires, Americans are arriving in record numbers.
The heat is just overwhelming. You walk out of the hotel and it almost kind of hits you in the face with how hot it is.
The pandemic delayed Heather Perkins' first planned trip to Athens. She finally made it, but says the heat is overwhelming.
The sun is blazing hot. I was at the Acropolis and the sun was almost unbearable as far as...
Okay, we'll talk about all those fake things they put over there in the background, to show you like they've been there before. But since we have issue, since YouTube has issue with us, we cannot continue this thing for 2 hours. We will be back with part 2, beloved. You can wait for it, or you can seek part 2. We will see you again in part 2. We will continue with this, but we got a hell of a lot more stuff to show, to talk about. All right, beloved. I'll see you in part 2. Shalom.